down. Say I can't win, I can't win. Hey, hey. Say I can't win. Say I can't win, I can't win. I came to win, yeah. Only do it for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I'm on my bankroll, never been. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins, yeah. Wins, wins. I'm only in this game for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the win. We don't take L's, bitch, we taking lessons. I done turn hard work into blessings. I done turn blood money to investments. I done smoke an ounce of rust to keep from stressing. I been getting money since my adolescence. I love that black nap, but the judge be my weapon. Come from a city where niggas be stepping. Lace up my Nikes, you know that I'm stepping. I ain't just rapping. Take off my hat because I am not captain. She drive the boat and bitch, I am the captain. Go to the boat up and stack off the craps. And the roulette, there's one in the chamber, play Russian roulette. I'm here for the win, double down on my bet. Imported from Cali, I smoke on the best. I'm finding no stylist, I dress to impress.
What's
Hey,
up?
what's going on?
Man, all is
Welcome,
good.
welcome.
Man, welcome
Welcome
to
to
you.
Live with Eric and So. I am So.
And
Don't want
I
to forget
am
that.
Eric. Man, and I'm glad to be here with you as always.
Ditto.
Man, we got a crazy show tonight, man. We got a crazy
Yeah.
one. I got triggered big time watching this one. I don't even know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me started or something, because that one right there, that one is way crazy.
Yeah. So, how was your week so far?
Man, that's good. I got my head down because I'm changing some settings on the broadcast. But my week is good. No complaints about anything. My sister just launched her book, so I'm gonna plug in. The Passion Accelerator. She has a devotional and a journal that released yesterday, and it's amazing work. So yeah, so definitely, yeah. So yeah, make sure you get a copy, man. You need a copy. It's gonna help you out. Yeah,
It's gonna help
we'll
me.
find a link to post up. But what about yourself?
Yeah.
What you how's the
Speaking of
movie
books, I
part?
thought I sent you a little draft of my first couple
Listen,
chapters of my book, and I had asked you to add on to it and let me know what you
I,
think and stuff. And I ain't heard nothing back
but
about that.
you
So I'm
you
just trying
haven't
to
heard
see.
anything, but I haven't forgot.
I haven't. That just means that you ain't. It means you forgot.
Well, no,
It
I
means you
promise you
forgot.
I hadn't. I promise you I hadn't.
You
I
just didn't get. You just didn't get to it.
Well, you it was kind of it was we was actually working on her
I hear it
lunch.
stuttering.
We was working on her lunch, and now that that's over with, then now I can focus on
Yeah.
what you got,
Yeah.
and then life is gonna be good. Life is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
good. So
Yeah, I know,
I
right? It's
got
gonna
you.
be so good. Man, good life. Good
It's the
life.
good life. Come on, it's the good life.
Happy wife. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. Did we do that
Yeah.
show? I know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Nah, we ain't do that
we
show.
didn't do that. Just somebody.
I don't know if it's
I did a video that said a happy man is God's plan, and I like that a whole lot better than the happy wife, happy life type thing. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just being real.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it really did make me think, like, what's really, I mean, what do we really want to do? I mean, because we can say happy wife, happy life. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But man, I mean, why? How can you control somebody being happy? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even want that
you
job.
should already be happy. You just have to add to their happiness. You can't make nobody
Well,
happy. They gotta make themselves happy.
thank you. See that? So that whole happy wife, happy life thing, it ain't got nothing to do with me. It got something to do with
They
her.
do, because you gotta continue to bring happiness to her. You gotta continue her happiness. You gotta add to her happiness.
I said what I said. I'm gonna say it one more time. Her happiness has nothing to do with me. That's it. Now what? Now what y'all
She
gonna
must have
say?
left. Did she leave? Did she leave? She gone? She must be
We
gone
like,
because if she was in that house, you wouldn't be saying that. So
hey,
she
I'm talking big noise.
you talk
That's
yeah.
it. Because
Sound like some liquid courage.
I'm in a soundproof room. No, just kidding. But
Sound like some
no,
liquid.
man. I mean, yeah. I understand. Everybody wants to be happy, though. That's all I'm saying. Why should
Yeah.
why should one needs be sacrificed for the other? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we all just be happy? Why can't we sit down and just come to an
We
understanding?
all just be happy.
Yeah, let's just all be
Yeah,
happy.
exactly.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
just want to say that this week is Teachers Appreciation Week. So just want to
Okay.
say to me, happy Teachers Appreciation to me
To
and
you.
all the hardworking teachers that's out there that got to deal with so much stress, some other people's kids, adults,
Wow.
I teach adults, 18 older. And yeah, so
Hold on.
it's not easy.
You say, hold on. You say you teach 18 and older?
Uh-huh.
What you teach?
Beauty. I'm a beauty school teacher.
Got you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you think it's easier or better? I mean, because
No, no.
it's not. It's still the same.
It's
Boy, I
just
tell
still the
you,
same. Some adults, you still have to kind of treat them like they're in school. Like
they just
they're
hadn't figured
kids. I
it out
mean,
now.
teaching adults, work directing adults. It's like a bunch. They're all your kids, pretty
Well,
much.
that's a doggone shame. I ain't gonna lie.
Hmm.
That is a doggone shame. But
Yeah,
I take your word
but I
for
love
it.
them. I
Well, you
love
gotta
them.
love them. I know you love what you do. Let me ask you this before we get into this, because I know we're gonna get into it. What is your favorite teaching moment?
My favorite teaching moment is that aha moment
When they
when a
get it,
student don't understand something and then you explain it to them, you show them, and you be like,
wow.
I got it.
So who
When
did
they get happy when they did something, just that,
right?
that first time learning it and then seeing them master it, and then when they're able to teach it, yeah, that moment.
Man, that's good. Listen, I just realized I don't have my lights on, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of that in a second. But I was gonna ask you when they got that aha moment, who did you get to help you with that?
What you mean? Ha 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 ha. Miss Sophia is amazing. My resume. I don't even need a resume. I have talking resumes for my students. They know when I come in, they finna learn. When I
They
come in,
gonna
they finna go out and be successful. When they leave out, they still learning from me. When they leave out, I'm still their number one cheerleader. So that's
so
all
so
that matters.
so you helped them. Okay. It was a joke. It was a joke.
I know.
I just
I
figured
know.
out. I
Oh,
figured I'd
let
throw
me
that
laugh.
in. Yeah. I'm trying to get you loosened up, man. What you drinking on tonight? Nothing.
I had some coffee. I still got a
Some
headache. I
coffee.
didn't even get to finish it.
Okay. Well,
I ain't
you
had
drinking
coffee
on.
all day, so I had to come home and make some coffee. And because I had this caffeine headache, which I still have it because I didn't get to finish drinking it.
Okay.
And now it's probably cold. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm drinking on water. So we're gonna
Yeah.
keep it good.
Mixed with.
Oh, it's straight water. Straight water. But I don't need all that extra stuff. Okay. I'm just trying to do this thing right. How about that?
How about that? How about it?
Man, well, what are we
All right.
talking
So
about today, man?
what are we talking about today? We are talking about, I like to put up the title. Is it
Ah,
wrong for him to plan a second date at his place? Okay.
ooh, boy. Okay,
Yes.
you ready? You want to?
I'm
You
ready.
ready? Cause this right here.
So, this video we're about to show is the video I saw on TikTok of this lady who got so upset that the guy cooked her this wonderful dinner at his place on the second date, she thought that he was telling her to come over so they can go out to eat. She wanted to go to some place that when I was reading the comments, they said it wasn't even that good anyway. But she was triggered. She was really bothered by it. So,
Right.
just here it goes.
Hey, Vicky. With a
Oh, it's on
volume.
mute.
Okay.
Hold on, let me replay it. See, you got to do this difficult stuff. I just couldn't do it the regular way.
Right.
Do you hear it?
Oh, hold on. I got it.
They must have not did something right. I didn't like.
I'm gonna start it over. I got control.
Yeah. Something, because
Okay,
that's not working for me.
Add it on. I can't add it on the screen, but I can control it.
Hey, Vicky. How are you?
Vicky, post
your
the
picture
link
is
to
very
your book.
pretty.
We were just talking about your book.
Oh, that's your sister?
Yeah, that's my sister.
Oh, she's
Ain't she
beautiful. Her
pretty?
picture is very pretty. Yes, pretty.
Okay,
My
so
word. If I didn't keep my word, how did I
If you
cook
don't
you?
have it, just say you don't have it.
I absolutely have it.
Actually,
Why is it not? See, I should have just uploaded it myself like I was going to do.
What did
You
you mute
trying
it?
to do all this fancy. You try to do all this. I didn't. It's unmuted. You trying to do all
No,
this fancy stuff.
It muted again.
And
Add it
unmuted.
back.
Look. There, it's unmuted.
Okay.
Now I'm added to the
you
stream.
might like it. No, but you haven't come over here expecting we're going somewhere, and we're not actually going. I don't like that. I don't. I can have you do more for me than what you're doing to me. No.
Well, guess what?
No,
You're with me right now, okay?
I'm with you right now.
Yes, we are on a date right now.
Exactly.
They didn't make the
I'm with you
cut,
right
and I
now,
did.
right? I'm with you right
They
now,
must have
right?
not
And
did
you
something
lied
right.
to me.
I didn't lie to you about anything.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You told me we was going to Capitol Grill.
And we will go to the Capitol Grill, but I decided to wait for you this
I
time.
need you to stick by your word.
I
No,
do.
you're not.
I always
No,
stick
you're
by my
not.
word.
No, you're not. No, you are not.
You were just over here complaining. You haven't even had one bite of this food.
I don't want to have
You haven't even taken one bite out of it.
I expected to have.
Wow.
I expected more.
You shouldn't be expecting stuff so early on.
You shouldn't be lying to me so early.
I didn't lie.
You shouldn't be lying to me so early.
I didn't lie about
Come on, I'm
anything.
here for a reason, right?
This is the second
I'm
date.
here for a reason, right? I'm here for a reason,
Yeah,
right?
because you
so
wanna
I
be here.
expected to go to the Capitol, the grill, okay? I want to
Wow.
go out. I don't stay in, okay? You should have told me that. You should communicate.
I communicated
like
with
men
you.
too, like these y'all
Exactly.
don't communicate.
I-
Y'all want to say that y'all have so much y'all drunk. I can really not pull up and take you where I need to go for
Well,
real.
why don't you go with them then?
Okay.
Why don't you go with them?
You right.
Since they are so much better than me, then why don't you go with them?
Better. It's
Yeah.
about them keeping the stack and you keeping the zero.
I
That's
kept
what
it.
is.
I kept it.
That's what it
This
is.
is my house. I own this house.
Okay.
Okay.
You own this house?
Yes, I
You
own this house.
Congratulations.
Yes,
You own this
thank
house.
you. And
so
I decided
since
to-
you own a house, you can keep your word too.
I absolutely can.
Like you signed the lease, the mortgage, you can.
You
sign
are
it
ungrateful.
on the job,
You
and
are
can keep your
ungrateful.
word. I'm not ungrateful.
You're ungrateful.
You are liar.
You are ungrateful. I didn't lie. I ain't lie about nothing. You're ungrateful.
You're false. You probably
Forget it. Just
Okay.
you know what? Yeah, just forget it. Just give me my food back.
you.
Yeah, give me my food
Here.
back. I will cook it for another one.
I'm gonna have to go on
Yeah. You do that. You do.
My.
You barely hear what she said. But my thing is this: even though I think that was staged, but it's good for content. Because she would have got up and left, honestly. Yeah,
You think so?
that was a bit much. Of course.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it could have been staged, but it triggered me like it was real, so I don't know. It don't matter. It feel real, man, it's a lot to unpack with there, But let's deal with the question though, and let's see how this conversation go. So the question that we're asking is, should a second date be at your home? Am I right? Should a man?
I
should he
said,
have
well, I
planned it?
put, is it wrong
Is it wrong? Okay.
for him to plan a second date at his place?
Okay.
Because
So
the woman probably won't really plan a second date at her place.
yeah, okay. So you say she wouldn't have planned it.
More than likely, she probably wouldn't plan a second date at her place.
Okay.
I mean, it's like very few of us that probably would, but yeah, more than likely, we probably wouldn't plan a second date at our house.
But let me ask you this though. I mean, what
Unless you'd have
is the
slept with him on the
chances
first
of
date.
what is the what is the chances of her planning any date during that phase?
The chance of her, I mean, it depends on the woman. Like I would plan a date, So it depends on the woman. If she She can plan. I mean, if he say, I picked the first date. Do you want to? Well, you got an idea where you want to go the second? On the second date. He
Uh-huh.
didn't start spoiling her with planning dates in the beginning, and then try to get her to plan it like towards the end. Oh, we talked about that last week, right? Yeah, and so
Right, right.
if he start off in the beginning having her plan dates, it shouldn't be an issue of planning dates for her to
That should
plan
be an
dates.
issue. Okay.
We can say it was definitely staged, but maybe not. He could plan it, but I wouldn't go. Right. I think on that
Mm.
one, he told her to just come over, and so she was thinking that she was meeting him at his house so they can go out. And instead, I guess he tried to surprise her with this nice dinner or whatever.
And
But
now
so it kind of threw her off guard.
I would say that was his his mistake. I don't know if I want to
Hmm.
say his first mistake because I really don't. I didn't see anything else he did wrong, but I did say, you know what? It seems as if you got her over on a
False
false
pretense.
pretense. Now I don't think
Hmm.
he said, "Hey, we're going to Capitol Grill tonight."
Right.
I think everything else he said was true, but in her mind, she did think enough to think that they were going out, and I think he should have communicated that better. Um, now it's ironic, that I was watching another video and they mentioned Capitol Grill. So now I guess I gotta go and
In
figure out
in a,
what this.
in a, in the comments, some people in the comments was like, "Capital Grill not even that good." We don't have one out here. I don't think.
No,
I don't know. I never heard of it until I
I,
saw the video,
I
but
never heard of it
I heard it
either,
wasn't
but
that good.
you know it I mean, it's probably just like some of the other stuff that's overrated. You should have told her before she got there that they weren't going. That's what I
Yeah.
agree. I totally agree with that. And
Hmm.
and now so on one hand,
He tricked her. He
we can
did.
say that this is the fruit of the tree that he planted. Okay, we can say that.
Hmm.
But let's get past that because let's say that it may not have been, black and white, but at the same time, like if he said, "Hey, we're going out, we're gonna go," or or maybe something like, "Hey, come over for dinner," or I don't know, but he didn't spell it out that he was gonna be cooking. So let's just assume that he just planned a date. So the question is, he wrong? So I'm gonna just answer and say, you know what? Um, on as far as a man, no, he wasn't wrong. Okay, but as far as a woman, I wouldn't want my daughter, my sister going over to somebody's house on a second date, like that. Now, if you know this person prior to, and this just so happened to be your second date, that's one thing. But if you meeting somebody at the club and then y'all met for coffee or whatever, now your second date, he wants you to come over, maybe that's a bit much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all of this could have been handled properly if she had an understanding of what he was trying to do, and or if he would articulate it and say, you know what, hey, I want to cook for you, come over and let me do that. It would have been a done deal. Now,
Right.
but man, that's all the easy part though. Man, can we deal with the attitude? Because I
Hmm.
mean,
She
defend
felt
her.
bamboozled.
She felt
Here's the
bamboozled.
thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. All right. I appreciate you trying to surprise me with a dinner. All right. But if we're planning a second date now, maybe we met, we talked on the phone, we did the first date, it was a hit, we had a great time. So sometimes you can meet somebody and feel like you met them, you known them like for years. So
Right.
maybe that connection was there where he felt like they were so comfortable with each other because the connection was so great. And he was
Right.
like, okay, I want to show her my skills. I want to show her what I can do. I want to surprise her, with the dinner.
Right.
I'm not thinking like this is just a second date. He's thinking like, they're so comfortable with each other. Maybe, this connection happened. We really feeling each other. let me, you know what I'm saying, I want to show her, you know, more about me. And so he called her and say, hey, you know, I want to take you out again. I want to do something with you. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. He's like, well, meet me at my house. And she say, okay. He probably never mentioned Capital Grill. She probably just thought, oh, maybe, you know, we can go out to eat and hopefully he'll take me to Capital Grill. So she go to his house and he's thinking that maybe she can, you know, she want to go to Capitol Hill, and he say, no, I cook for you. This is what I can do. I cooked you a nice dinner.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great gesture. I don't think he had like no ill will in mind. I think like if I was in that situation, I probably would have been a little like felt bamboozled, like, okay, you could have told me this because you don't even know. Like, first of all, if I don't know you that well, I probably would meet you at your house one. You know, I probably wouldn't even go inside your house too.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like maybe we'll meet, you know, or depending on the comfortability, I might even have you pick me up, you know,
Right.
and then you might can take me out on the second date. But I wouldn't go inside of your house. I wouldn't, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? We can meet up second date. No matter how comfortable I was with you on this date, I don't know you like that, you know, and so I would never went inside his house. But yeah, I think he probably didn't have no ill will. But you don't know, people crazy. So
People are
I would have
crazy.
felt like he treated me. People are crazy. And so then, but my attitude would have been different. I wouldn't have snapped out like I'm like a big baby. Oh, I wanted to go to Capitol Hill. You like who said
Okay.
I probably was planning on taking you to Burger King. How you gonna tell me you just assume I'm taking you to Capitol Hill? You
Yeah.
know, like no. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't act like that, but I would have been like, why didn't you tell me, you know, you were cooking for me? I'm not even, you know, comfortable with she might poison.
She
You
could
might
have
slip
been
me a
a
Mickey, you know, a date rate drug in my steak. You know,
all of that. All of that is good. Vicky said she was way too extra. She
she
was.
was
She
way too
was.
extra. She
Yeah,
was.
and that is you know, because what I wanted to deal with is the expectations, you know, of the man, the expectation
Mm-hmm.
of the woman, because once again, regardless of whether it's real or whether it was set up, you know, hey, we know how things go with social media.
Right.
They could have did it for the content, which is
Of
great,
course, a
great
lot of people
content.
do. Yeah, great content.
Yes, you know, I mean, you know, but let's not get this twisted, because this stuff comes from somewhere. You know what?
Right.
It may not have happened to them directly, but they do know of a situation where something like this happened, and they say, "Hey, let's make a video of it." So this situation is very much real. Okay, whether we're gonna say they is real with them or not, it really doesn't even matter. So what I wanted to deal with is, what is the expectation? What should you expect, you know, from a man as a woman, and what should a woman expect from a man? You know, I mean, you know, as it comes to dating, you know, this is why we are here. We need to help the people. So, man, help the people, and you tell them as a woman, what is it that you should, what is it that you expect from a man, you know, on you know, on the first date, second date, or however you want to deal with
Oh, it's tough because I had so many different first dates.
it.
Um,
You funny, man.
okay, so what I expect from the man on the first date depends. It depends. So it all depends on how we met, how
Okay.
long we've known each other before we decided to date. Like like I was doing like some online dating, you know, and I would meet the guy at the place where we decided to meet at. Of course, we talked on the phone way for a while before we even went on a date.
Okay.
And it depends, like that comfort and conversations and over the phone and like video calls and things like that. My comfortability with this person. If after we got so comfortable, yeah, I expect him to pick me up on the first date. Um, you better open my door because I don't touch no doors when I'm with no man. I don't care who you are, my brother, my cousin, whoever. I ain't touching no doors. So
Okay.
I ain't a church girl. So I expect
What?
you to
Hold on.
be,
Hold on. Hold
you
on.
know,
You know what?
what a
Well,
church
you know,
girl.
a Turk.
That's the case. See, Harry said that in his book. Don't be a church girl. All right. You
A
ain't
chirp
finna
chirp.
you ain't finna click the door unlock so I can open it up
Oh,
and
a
get in your
chirp.
car.
What,
All
hit it
right.
with the remote. Don't hit the remote.
Yeah, so
The
I can get in
fob.
your car. You won't get out and open my door for me. All right. So
No, don't be that girl. Now, are you the
yeah, I
girl?
ain't no church
Would
hurt.
you just stand there and until he
I do.
realized?
And they get
Have
and
it?
I do that with everybody. I do that I do that
Uh-oh.
with everybody. Wait, Vicky said my first date was wait a minute, where is it? Was at my house.
Well,
Ooh,
you know
Vicky,
what?
you a brat.
Yeah. Hey, first of all, you know that Stan is her late husband, and one of the best guys I have ever met in my in my life. You know, period. You know, I love
Mhm.
that guy. I still. He's, I'm not trying to get emotional, but here's the deal. You did have a relationship because they did go to church together. You know what I'm saying? So now that was their first date, but I don't think that was her first interaction was in a date. Now you
Mhm.
can correct me if I'm wrong, but
How you
but
gonna speak on what you did, Vicky? You know what I'm saying? I don't think they was their first interaction. How you know? They might have just fellowshipped at church and gave each other a hug.
well, I mean, yeah, I'm
So like
pretty sure. What she say? Okay,
seen him in
he
church
was
and
a
I knew
member.
his family well.
Yeah, and
Well,
and
oh
they
yeah, well that's different then.
yeah, and they had a beautiful marriage. Listen, I believe both of them that both of their lives was mutually increased with that union. And sometimes you
Also, her
sometimes it just
happiness
works.
did matter, and his happiness mattered too, huh?
Absolutely, it was a mutual thing. They they
You
they did
you
it
you
for each
said you
other.
said your woman happiness doesn't matter.
Did
So
I say that? Was we
no, I
live?
just
We wasn't live when I
you
said
definitely
that.
were
So
live.
I
So
thought
just
we
want to
had a
make sure
rule.
that people happiness that
You can't
we
repeat
were live.
nothing that wasn't
We were
live.
live.
We were
It was
live.
live.
You set me
We were
up.
definitely live. It was in the
Listen,
beginning.
I didn't mean. Listen, I didn't mean it like
I said
that,
she must have left.
man. I didn't know we was live. Now I was just
I'm
talking.
snitching.
You are
Yeah, okay.
you dry snitching at that, man. No, but here's the deal. Yeah, women. Everybody matters. Okay, everybody matters for the
Oh,
record.
thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. All right. So anyway, so he can, if I'm comfortable with him, he can pick me up. I expect him to pick me up. Um, and, like I said, with my dates, I like fun stuff. I like adventurous stuff. I don't care for a big romantic dinner on the first date. Like that can happen anytime throughout the relationship. I at least want to know, like, I had fun with you if it didn't work out. Like, you know that you had a very fun date with me, even if it didn't work out. Instead of having
Right.
this quiet, romantic, fake, I'm trying to be romantic dinner. I expect you to be yourself, to be fun, and just let's make sure that I have fun on my date.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
want you to talk about your ex. I don't want you to, what I'm saying. You can mention your kids here and there a little bit.
You
That
can't
kid
even talk
talk. We
about the
probably should
kid.
already had that conversation. We probably already had that conversation over the phone.
Right.
I want the date to be about us.
Right.
So we can really get to know each other and build that present connection. And then the second date, if we got so comfortable on the first date, but I felt more comfortable with him on the first date, and we talked a little more because we probably like will talk on the phone or what I'm saying, a little bit more in video call a little more before we even hit that second date. Or
Right.
sometimes the second date can be the next day.
Right.
If we really feeling each other, and so it depends. But I
It,
expect the whole time you be a gentleman. We have fun. You keep me entertained because I get bored easily. And
oh Lord, there we go again. We
I
got. I got
do.
to. I have to
I
be
gotta
your
be.
clown. I have to be your entertainer. But
You don't have to be my entertainer, but just keep me entertained.
yeah, that sounds.
Okay.
That pretty much sounds like I got to. I have to perform for you. You know how much
No,
pressure
I
that
want to
is.
be yourself. And if you're
Well,
not a fun person personally, then don't date me because I want a fun person. I want somebody who's
you
not afraid to
want
be
to be.
embarrassed.
You
You
yeah.
know.
You want to be entertained. You might want to. Okay, the circus clown, the
Mm,
court
I don't deal
jester.
with clowns.
What about
I
the
don't deal
court
with
jester?
clowns.
They
I don't
pretty
even know
much
what that
got some
is.
respect.
You said court, I'm thinking of honor. Your honor.
You know,
So
so when the king want to be entertained, he says, "Go get me the court jester." Basically, he's the Joker. He's the
well,
Joker
I
on
just
your
want
playing
somebody with a
card.
sense of humor. I just want someone with a sense of humor and who's not afraid to laugh and joke and have a good time. I don't need no stick up the ass, guy. You got to
I got
be a certain way and feel a certain way and maintain a certain posture when you're out. No, I want you to be able to trip and fall and we laugh together.
right
Like,
now.
so yeah.
But okay, so let's. I mean, that everything you said was nice and pretty. Okay, but let's get down to like really some of the controversial stuff. Okay,
Hmm.
because we're talking about expectations. So, do you expect him to finance the whole date on the first date?
Yes.
Really?
And the second, and the
Wow.
third, and the fourth,
And all of them.
and the fifth, and the
And it
sixth,
feels
and the seventh,
okay.
and the eighth,
Okay.
and the ninth.
Now,
I mean, if he's able. Now, I don't oppose to. I don't oppose to. Okay, because sometimes I will like, okay, it's on me, you know. But
okay.
it all depends because with the guy that I used to date, um, I think I was telling you about him like off camera. Wow, like okay, we'll have let's go to do breakfast. All right, I got it this time. I got breakfast this time. All right, now you got breakfast that time. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll take turns, kind of like paying for the breakfast or whatever. But most times when we going out like on a date,
Mm-hmm.
he's paying for it. He
Right.
pays. He was paying for the dates. We was, breakfast was like our a moment that we always we had like once, twice a week, and so we would take like, okay, I got breakfast this morning. I got breakfast that morning. But a date, yeah, he paid for it.
So let's take your personal experience out because we're talking to the
You said me.
masses right now. Okay, I want you to change. Might be the same response, but I don't want you to. I want to trap
You
you
have to go to
into
Poland.
something personal. Exactly. But what as far as like the advice that you would give to you know the audience, what should she expect?
She should expect him to open her doors.
Okay.
She should expect him to offer to pay for the date. She should
Okay.
expect him to give her options. He don't have to control where they're going. They should be able to plan a date together.
Okay.
A lot of times this is a hard question when a man asks a woman what she want to eat. She never know. All right,
Right.
so he should try to avoid that question. Most time when you ask a woman what she want to do, she don't know. So kind of when she say, "Oh, I don't know," that's kind of leaving it up to him to go ahead and choose, giving you the right to go ahead and choose where we going. But he should always make sure he give her that option. Like he don't just say, "Oh, like dude did. I planned the second day, but it's at my house."
Okay.
Like that's controlling. And it shows kind of controlling in the beginning. So you gotta watch that sign. If he
Okay.
don't give you the option of saying where you want to go, even if you don't know, just the question of, so what do you want to do? What do you like to do? Where you think we should go? If he's already like, okay, well, let's go on a date. We gonna go here. We're gonna go there.
Right.
That's a little controlling. So kind of watch that sign and just make sure, watch out for, he should be respectful of, the way he maybe look at a woman that's there, or, if he's not, make sure that you're his attention. He got to just keeping you entertained.
So we're here. We're
Hmm?
here on our first date. This is our first date.
This
This
this is where you taking me to Eric Live with Eric and So.
now just
Uh,
role play with
so
me.
you had no
Now,
option. You didn't even give me that option.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's my date. I got to pay for it. So I mean, so
Free
because
date.
what I wanted, what I'm looking at though is that
Hmm.
so the level of expectations with the person that we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? How do we get that? How do we get to this level of expectation with somebody we just met? Is where I'm
First
I'm,
of
I'm trying
all,
to get it.
before we get on a date, hopefully we got to know a bit about each other. It ain't no blind date,
Okay.
so
Okay.
unless we set up on a blind date. But before I go on the first date with you, we're gonna have some conversations. We're gonna
Are we
have
gonna
a
talk
meet
about
and
money?
greet.
We're gonna talk
We're
about
gonna we're we're not gonna talk about money on the first date.
So how
You
do I
know,
know? How do you know I can afford Capital Grill?
first, well, if you ask me where you want to go,
Okay.
and I say I want to go Capitol Grill, and then you
Okay.
say, well, that's kind of out of my range.
Okay.
You know, it depends on the woman to say, ugh, he can't even afford Capitol Grill. I don't want to date him. You know, that would end a date
Right.
right there. Or it depends on the woman that says, okay, well, where do you want to go? You know, if I tell you where I want to go and you can't afford it, I will hope for you to tell me that instead of trying to take me there and then make me pay for
Well, see, and that's why these
it.
expectations are so important. And man, and I'm wondering, should we start leaning on? I have no expectations from someone that I'm not in a commitment with. You know,
You
and
should
and
always
and
have expectations
well, I
with
mean,
somebody, period.
now I'm the guy that says
Mm-hmm.
expectations are like the gas that you put in your car. Is that needed in a relationship? But when I talk about that, I'm talking about a committed relationship. You need expectations to in order for the relationship to work. And in a relationship with someone, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend is what I'm talking about. Then
Mm-hmm.
you have to ask me something. You have to expect something from me. You have to draw something out of me in order for this to go. Matter of fact, expectations are like boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I know how to operate within these the confounds of this relationship because I see what the boundaries are. Do you know the difference between a river and a swamp?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah, one is nastier than the other.
Right. One is
A swamp
nastier
is
than
where
the
they
other.
find them dead people.
Absolutely.
It's the
And
alligators, right?
yeah, got the alligators, got the mosquitoes, got all the
Mm-hmm.
nastiness, because it has no flow. It's just stagnant, stale water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's no filtration. But the reason why a swamp become a swamp is because it has no borders. It has no. Matter of fact, just look at it like this: a river has river banks, but the river banks is the borders, and that border creates the pressure that makes the river flow. When you take away the river bank, then you will have a swamp. So relationships is like the river bank. It's going to give you the pressure that you need in order for your relationship to flow. Okay, so I get that. But my question is, hey Tiffany, my question is, do we really want to put
Hi,
that
Tiffany.
on a in a scenario where I'm trying to get to know you? And I'm just asking the question.
Mhm. Because
I
if you
love when
don't
you do
have
that,
expect,
man. When you do that, that tells me that man, that Negro just made some sense.
you did, but I'm gonna rebuttal as usual. So if you don't set expectations in the beginning,
hmm
and this I learned this just through not even just love relationship, just even just doing this movie. If
Okay.
you don't set expectations in the beginning, people take advantage of situations, and this comes to become sloppy. So if I don't let you know in the beginning that I expect for you to open my door when I'm with you, if I don't tell you that I expect for you to what else I said to can't even think,
To pay for
to
the drink.
whatever I want
Yeah.
to keep me entertained, or like
Man,
show
I
me
hate that.
attention when we're out.
Right.
Show me attention when we're out. If I don't set these expectations in the beginning, these are conversations that I have with you in the beginning, and eventually we'll have a meet and greet. You know what I'm saying, before we even had that first date. I want to
Right.
meet you. I want to meet you for coffee so we can have a person to person conversation because it was so much over the phone.
Right.
So I'm gonna set my expectations there. I'm gonna tell you like, okay, yeah. So when we meet up at the Starbucks door, and you don't open that door for me, and I'm standing there, you should know that I expect you to open that door for me, right?
Right.
So
So
I'm setting that expectation at the door,
at the door. So
and
here's
so
here's
you
another
know.
way. Here's another way I want you to look at it though.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're talking about expectations, and I understand, but there's a difference between you having an expectation on him and you having expectations on yourself. See, you can expect for like the standards that you have for yourself. I'm not going to open the door. Okay. And so what you're saying is if a guy doesn't open the door for me, then that is a key for me to leave. Okay. Now, but and
I
just
didn't say I was
imagine
gonna
like
leave.
this.
I'm just
Well,
gonna
just
stand there and see if he get the
or
hint.
right. Well, see, that's my thing, because if you stood there for him
Hmm.
to come around and open the door, then that's not what he naturally do. Okay, so now
And
you
that's
now
when I guess guarantee you you know how many people not naturally not open my door, and when I sat there in the car and
uh-huh.
looked at them, they walked around and started opening my door, and it became natural for them to start
Right.
opening my door.
But you
So
know,
it can happen.
but there's
You
another
you
guy
train
out
them.
there. Right. There's another guy. There's another guy that just naturally will open your door. And that's
Right.
what I'm talking about. And see, what I'm saying is, because we're talking about the beginning. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you want that type stuff to be exposed. You want to
Mm-hmm.
know, okay, here's my standards. Okay, and your standards is another way of saying your expectations. This is what I expect, but
Mm-hmm.
this is not what I'm going to in the beginning impose on him. Okay, this is just what I am going to use to identify, is this the guy that I need to go on my second date with or third date. Okay, because now when he naturally do those things that lines up with your deal breakers, then now you know that you got somebody that you can go into covenant with. But the thought, and I I love you, respect you, but my thing is, do we want to get into the realm of, okay, well, I'm gonna teach him how to treat me, or would we rather just
Yes.
be
Because
okay?
you don't know the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so some guys don't know how to treat certain women. You know, some guys was brought up seeing how they daddy treat their mama or how they
Okay,
brother treat their wives. And
right,
so they was in this realm of, being this type of guy, being, with certain women.
right,
So yeah, if I meet a guy and we talk and we got this connection and we go on our first date, and he don't know, you know what I'm saying? And he never opened the door up for a woman before. He didn't think that he ever had to. He was never taught to. He was never told to. The other women that he dated never expected that from him.
right.
So now you're dating someone who expects that from you. So yeah. So if you want to be with me and I want to continue to see you, just like things that you probably expect for me to do, I'm gonna expect that from you. So if you know this is something that I look forward to, that I want from a man to open my door, not me not touch a handle, then
Right.
you're gonna, I expect you to do it, and you're gonna do it. And it's something that, because you wasn't knowledgeable of it, you was kind of ignorant to it because you never had to do it before. So now you have a woman that's teaching you how to. I'm teaching you how I want to be treated.
You
Just
you
like you're gonna treat me how you want. Teach me how you want to be treated. So
right.
yeah,
And I got
we
something
got
for
something
that,
on.
but I'm gonna say this first. Okay, but I got something for that, because we can teach.
But
Go ahead and do the comments.
okay. Vicky said, I believe that it depends on where you want the relationship to go. If you're dating for marriage, expectation and intention should be established. That's right, Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should have non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany said, we teach people how to treat us. That is right.
Mm-hmm.
It takes more than 2 days to train a man. It sure do, honey. But they get it eventually.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things that I want to say is that,
So true.
you can train
I'm still
him.
teaching.
You can train him like this. Um, I'm not going out on with you again because you did not open the door for me, and that is a deal breaker.
That's rude.
Well, you don't have to say it like that.
It's not that I don't want to go
but
out with him again. I do want to go out with him again, but I'm gonna do the same thing I did the first time. If he didn't get it the first time, he'll get it the second time. You know, like I'm gonna sit there and he's gonna look, and if he look and say, and I'm still sitting there, he'd be like, man, because I had that happen to me before. He's like,
hey,
man, but
so
this wasn't a date. This was actually my friend.
okay,
So he's like, you always want
like
somebody
what?
open the door for
You
you.
about to get
And so
left?
I'm
You
like, if
better
I'm with
get
a
in here.
man, if I'm with a man, I don't care who you are, your
Right.
brother, my cousin, whatever, you gonna open the door for me. I ain't touching no handles.
Okay.
So yeah, but if he did that, man, whatever, and then walk away, and
Uh huh.
I'm be like, okay, this is who you are.
Right.
If I
So
gotta, am I gonna deal with it? Is it that serious over a door? Do I like you that much where I can look past the door? Or
well,
I'm gonna open my car door, but when we get to that door at the restaurant, you better open that restaurant door. Like,
but you say all doors. You ain't touching that damn door. You know.
if I'm with a man, I should not be. I don't care if you my grandson. I should not be touching a woman. I should not be touching the handle.
Man, listen, I am total in agreement with you. I promise you. But I just don't believe that if you dating someone and he don't know that at this point in his life, then trust me, it's gonna be some other issues. If he ain't got open the door, you teaching that to your 8-year-old son. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't got that part, then think about all the other stuff he ain't got. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, yeah, if you can't get through with this, I know you
Because
can't handle.
a woman probably never, even said anything to him about it. He probably didn't think it was wrong. He probably didn't have that guy, that man in his life to teach him that, or that woman in his life to teach him that. And then when he started dating other women, they probably never had a problem with opening their own doors. So he never dated a woman or had a woman or a man tell him like, you need to open this door. So in his head, he like, okay, this is normal, until he got with a woman who said, you need to open my door for me. And he
Okay.
like, oh,
Okay, so let's go a little deeper then. So how you know so if you start this out and saying, you know what, I know you have a deficiency, I know you don't know how to handle this, okay, but I'm
I gotta
telling
tell him he
you,
has deficiency.
yeah,
Your
that's a
words are so.
deficiency, okay, but
I don't think
you
men
have
are being taught chivalry. They not. They're not.
but here's the deal. So are you willing to continue this teaching process? Because if you're gonna start out day one saying I'm willing to teach him, then when he can't keep a job, are you gonna keep that same energy, okay, and say, hey, I'm gonna teach you how to make this money? When he don't know how to communicate, are you gonna keep that same energy? Are you gonna give him that same grace? You see what I'm saying? And then are you gonna give him time to have the learning curve? Because you're training them.
Depends on how serious we get. Now we get serious and he keep losing his job or he keeps switching jobs. Shit, I switched so many jobs. I can't get, if I'm like, dang, it's time to be an entrepreneur, honey. And so let's go and get this business plan together. All right. Let's go make you an entrepreneur, because apparently you like me. You don't want to listen to nobody tell you what to do. Okay. So, because I don't know so many jobs.
Right.
So yeah,
But
I would teach him how to become an entrepreneur.
But when you look, but when you think broadly,
Mm-hmm.
because you're looking at, I mean, well, let me just do it like this. What if this is your daughter asking you your opinion? What if this conversation is with her?
So she's saying like, Mom, the guy he can't keep a job.
And Mom, Mom, he wouldn't even open the car door for me.
And then I tell her the same. And I would tell her, if he ain't gonna open the car door for you, if you sit in the car and he don't get the hint, then you need to have a conversation with him. And if he say, I'm not gonna ever go open your car door, then that just means that he don't even respect you enough to even try to make you happy with that little situation. So yeah, maybe you gotta
There go
do
that
some thinking.
word
I wouldn't
again.
try to leave him.
So
You
it's
gotta
gonna
do what?
now you said that word leaving, okay, but this is day one. You know, you're not there's nothing
I'm just
invested.
talking about like, see her being with somebody, like actually dating somebody. Oh, if he didn't open the door for her for date one, and did they had a conversation about her wanting, her door open, and he didn't respect that conversation, and he got out the car and just walked off, and she's sitting there expecting him after having this conversation to open the door, and he keeps walking and look back at her and like, come on,
That's a red flag.
yeah, nah,
Okay,
that's a red flag because now he
okay,
don't
so
respect, what you talked about.
so if he turns around and say, "Oh, my bad," okay, and open the door, that's a keeper. That's a
That's a
good
keeper
guy.
because
Okay,
he recognized that,
okay,
oh shoot, she like her door is open.
right. Because I
Yeah,
think what Vicky said, hey, some men aren't being taught that, and that's where you
that's
come in and
true.
say, "Okay, I got you, I got you." So let's go a little
Mm-hmm.
up. Let me go
She said,
up
women
to
so busy wanting a man, they overlook a lot. They do. They overlook the fact that he should be opening the door. He should be, some men are worth it. I like Vicky. I'm gonna
No,
read her book.
I agree. Now some men are, but here's the point. Now let's clarify that. The only way that has been proven that he was worth it is because you stayed there, and history, I mean, it turned out to be he was worth it. Okay, it was a roll of a dice. Now, and what I'm saying is that at some point you really didn't know if he was worth it. Then he has proven himself over time, and
Mm-hmm.
now you can effectively say, yes, he was worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But how many
He listened.
he listened. He listened. Why? Because he was invested into the relationship. He wanted to learn because he cared enough,
Right.
right? Okay,
Exactly. Happy
gotcha.
wife, happy life.
I got you. I mean, listen, because I know that really men, they're going to really take,
Don't
if they
listen.
really
No,
care about you, they're going to do whatever they can do, to make you happy, and they're going to respect you, all
mm-hmm.
that 9 yards. They will open the door, they'll do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's level this thing up, because I love what you're doing. I love how you helping people. But we're talking about expectations, guys, and I appreciate y'all comments. If y'all have if you have something,
We're also going to attract the type of men based on how we see ourselves. That is true.
that's right. So now we're looking at the guy side. So now the guy is saying, listen, man, I got the I got Capital Grill. I got your flowers. I'm opening the door for you, and it just dropped $300 on the meal. Okay, and we had drinks and all that. Now I'm expecting sex. Okay, so
You think I'm
because
worth $300? You can lost your game. Nah.
now we're talking about expectations. You know what I'm saying? So now, and this is why I say in the beginning, then if you just meet somebody, don't put expectations on them, because now you set a precedent saying, if that I'm going to expect some things from you, you need to expect some things from me. I gave you what you wanted, now you got to give me what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? To
Mm-hmm.
where if we're just getting to know each other, I may not want to have sex with you. Okay.
Right.
So I'm not going to expect anything from you, because you're going to expect something from me. You see, you understand
Yeah.
where I'm
But
going with
see,
it?
and that's why it's like before you even go on that first date, that's why these conversations should be had. And what do you expect from me? What do you expect from your woman? What are you dating for? Are you dating with the purpose of, having a long-term relationship, trying to get married? Or are you just out here dating?
But okay,
Like
hold
if
on
you're
one
not
second.
dating,
Let's clear that up, because I hate when I hear see that.
see what?
that, okay, I'm dating, for a long-term relationship, you see it on the sites and all that, and that's great.
Mhm.
But it has to start somewhere. I mean, you
Right.
put it like this, you say, well, okay, I got long-term relationship on my status, you got long-term relationship on your status. So I meet you, and then all of a sudden, we date for a couple of months, and then I decide that I don't want to see you anymore. And you're saying, what, you lied. You lied
Hmm.
because you said you want a long-term relationship. No, I didn't lie about that. I still want a long-term relationship. I just don't want one with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then let's just take the L and keep on moving. So
Hmm.
you can't start out talking about, hey, this is a long-term relationship. No, this is a process. And I
Well,
don't
yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
know
Yeah.
you. I don't know you yet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
It
hope
might
you
turn.
don't start off saying this is a long term relationship and I just met you today. Then I know you
Hey,
crazy and I'm gonna run. Okay? Because if you already claiming me
yeah, come on
on the
now.
first
I'm being
date,
real. I'm being real.
I'm running. I
Come on,
have to run.
so you telling me that you don't start out talking about, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. Come on,
No, it really depends on it. When, like I said, conversation, and like right now, I'm dating. It's fun. I would love to be in a relationship, maybe, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little scared to go
man. You
back into
scared.
to
Don't
start
be
a
scared.
relationship because I don't know it's piss in this pool. Okay, so
Better get out that
um,
pool.
but yeah, it's a little pissy.
Uh-huh.
So I'm having fun with right now.
Right.
So I'm dating and I'm like, okay, depending on, well, shoot, no lie, I ain't been on a date in so long. I'm not even gonna say I'm dating.
Yeah.
Even dating.
All right. Come on, Stella, get your groove back now.
I'm not even dating. Somebody take me on a date. Okay. But anyway, so if I was to go on a date right now, it would be because like I would have fun with it. And I think like depending on like I said, women will start dating and we'll probably date two or three guys, but then we'll get that one guy who we're hooked on. And
Right.
we basically will continue to just date that guy. And I said this before, where we start dating this guy to where we commit ourselves to just this one guy and we fall off all the other guys we were dating because this guy we had the most connection with, and now we set on this guy, and now we got expect this guy to feel the same way about us that we
Mm,
feel about them
okay.
because we set our whole thing on him while he's still out there dating. And then now, but we in our head, this is my boyfriend. In
Right.
his head, we're dating. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Yeah,
so that's where we start
that's a whole nother
expecting
topic.
him to be more faithful, him to be give us more time, him to talk to us on the phone constantly because we fall into that loop of I dated five guys, but this guy right here, this is who I want to be with. I'm not even going to talk to those guys no more. I'm
Right.
focused on this guy. This guy ain't focused on us, but we want him to be, and then that's when we start getting played. We not He's not even playing us. We playing ourselves, and we setting ourselves up for failure because of that. So I wouldn't expect, and I've done that before. I've done that where I dated, and then we had such a good connection, and
Right.
it was like this is the guy who I want to be with, but he don't know that because I've never really told him that, but I told myself that, and so he out here dating, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
calling you, and you're not answering, and I'm treating him like he my man when he don't even know he my man, you
Right.
know,
Right. Right. Right.
like. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we do expect women to kind of expect way more from the guy than the guy expect from the woman.
Let me ask you this. So somebody told me some years ago that man, I hate to even say it. I don't know if it's true. I ain't never heard this until that day. But you can clear this up. Any ladies out there, clear this up. Okay. The deal is if and we got some comments coming through too. If you sleep
Mm-hmm.
with a girl twice,
To
then
your
y'all
girlfriend,
dating.
y'all
Yeah,
together.
y'all together.
You
Now,
see me once, so you see me once. If it's good, you mine. All right, that's
okay, so that is a real thing,
you
huh?
my boyfriend. No, I'm kidding.
Right, but that, but y'all, but y'all did that. Y'all said that. I mean, now, I mean, and all I'm saying is, and because I ain't never asked no woman this. I ain't never asked no woman that. But is that something that is common that women think
No,
about? It's not. Okay.
I don't know. I don't think that. I think like I believe like it's called a situationship
Okay.
where
Boy, these modern women, boy, y'all are
where
something else.
where
Yeah, yeah.
where you
Entanglement.
have a you kind of you're in a relationship but you're not in a relationship. You spend time together, you spend the
Mhm.
nights together, you bumming together, you sleeping together, but there's no title on what y'all are. Kind of like how Puff Daddy and No Girl Little Young Miami is. You know what I'm saying? It's a situationship. It's no title on it, but y'all spend
Right.
a lot of time together. Y'all talking on the phone together. Y'all go weeks without seeing each other, but then y'all regroup and go back. So you sleep with him twice, 3 times, 4 times. He's not your boyfriend. You're not his girlfriend. Y'all just kicking it.
Just
Y'all
kicking
in a situationship, and it's
it.
no
All
title.
right.
So no, I don't think if you sleep with me twice, you're my man. It's just I wanted it, you wanted it, and we got it, and now I'll see you later.
Well,
That's my
so
opinion.
so now all of a sudden you don't have any expectations.
You
Now
don't have
now
any expectations.
this is where the men is going to say, I am officially confused. This is why it's so hard. This is why it's so hard. But let's do some comments because I got to process what you just said.
Let's see. Okay, so Vicky said, but age has a lot to do with it too. If you're in your 20s and 30s, but 40s and 50s, I don't have time for potential. I need stability and security.
They got to
That is
come out
true.
right at this
They
point.
gotta come out
Yeah, yeah. You got to be
made.
ready.
Uh,
I'm with you
oh,
on
she said,
that.
"You're right, so." Um, so so men still expect sex and exchange food. Exactly. You know what I'm
Vic,
saying?
well,
Like
okay. It's
Vicky, that's
you
what I said.
oversimplified that.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you at the club, Vicky, and they buy you a drink or two, they expect you to dance with them. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
I
those
mean,
days. Like, dude, how could you offer me a drink? Don't mean I'm supposed to dance with you.
no,
You got
man.
me a $300 meal. You think my
Here's the
body worth
problem,
three
and we
hundred
don't
dollars?
know. We don't know who's gonna be expecting it. You know what I'm saying? So we might as well assume that everybody will.
Whatever. They are going to take the L if they are out of thousands of dollars.
No, listen, you ain't got to get up to 1,000. Hey, no, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you the stance that men are taking. I'm gonna take that in a minute. I'll tell you that in a minute.
They ain't taking no stance. Growing up white girls dated 3 and 4 guys at a time. My friends would have a fit if the guy they dated was seeing someone else. That is so true. Like we claim them. Like you can show me a good time, and you don't show me you into me, and we build that connection. Oh, I'm claiming you. You my
Right.
baby. You my boyfriend.
That's why
You
the
don't know
divorce
that,
rate
but
is
I
so
do.
crazy in the black community.
I think they feel that way, but don't say it so they won't look like a fool if it doesn't work. That's true.
Hmm.
I like Vicky. Do men judge women if they have sex on the first date? Mm, good
Well,
question,
man, that is a
TJ.
great question. Do men judge women? You know what? Be honest with you, there's really two sets of men because you can have a good guy that generally is going to treat you right, respect you, and really look at what you did, what happened as mutual, but at the same time still hold you with high regards. Okay, so that is a form of judging. Okay, but he is not negative. Okay, then you have another judging where somebody can say, and I'm gonna just say it'll be a negative judging. He'll and he'll hold that against you. So the big question is not to say will they judge you. They will be a judge, whether it's positive or negative. The big question would be,
Do
regardless
they
of how
respect you?
somebody, well, I don't care about how he respect you. It's
Mm.
did you do something that you wanted to do? Because at that point, no one can hold you. No one can judge you when you entered into something that you was fully aware of, that you was cool with doing. So if you had sex on the first date and that's what you wanted to do, then how can anyone judge it? How could they hold that over you? Is what I want to say, TJ. They can't. If you did it because you felt that was what was expected of you, and that was the only reason why you did it, then you're gonna feel like crap regardless of who of the two judged you. You're still gonna feel like crap because you did not control it yourself. You did not do what you
Oh,
wanted
you
to
did
do.
it because you thought that was a way to keep him.
Right, which is always gonna be a bad answer. I don't care how cute he is. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care what he's driving. That decision got to be yours, TJ. It's got to be what you want to do.
And it shouldn't be looked at as bad when a woman do it, because I mean we have hormones, we have needs too. Like if we attracted sexual chemistry is there. I mean it's real. You have
So what?
a sexual connection and you have that chemistry. I mean it happens, and it's nothing wrong with it when it's built like that. You just it is what
Man,
it is.
yeah, I call it adulting, because the truth of the matter is, that's why when you make decision, an adult decision, and you're saying this is what I want to do, then no one can hold anything over you on that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I'm like, just be cool with it.
I never do anything I don't want to do. I just wanted to know the male
The male
mindset.
mindset. That's good. That's good, TJ. I totally respect that. But the male mindset is, yeah, everybody, and I don't care who you are, you're gonna go into a category. You understand? Um, and you can represent. And now just understand this. On the first night, you can represent everything that he wants in a wife, and I'm just gonna go that deep with it. And he will treat you like everything. Like I'm listen. We had sex the first night, and I promise you, I want this and what she offers the rest of my life. You can find that, So it is not just no guarantee that it's gonna be a bad judgment, because I done had plenty of situations, conversations with people, and they said, well, hey, yeah, we had sex on the first night and it turned out to be a beautiful relationship. I've known people who got married like in the first week, whatever, and
Hmm.
and now they
Yeah.
stayed, you know 20, 30, 40 years, married, so it's not just a straight way that is going to be.
Well, it's
That's
like
why
time. Oh,
I
you
want to
gotta
rely.
wait this long, wait that long. Like it's people. There's no time limit on things. Like you do it because how you
And
feel and what you want to
that's how you
do.
feel, and really,
Hmm.
and so you said the key word. When you feel that, when you feel it's good, and that's why I wanted to ask those questions about expectations the way I did, because if we both played that game, okay, and that's why I rather the game just not be played in the beginning. Because I was listening to some guys, which this subject kind of really was, right on time, because I was looking at some other videos earlier today, and um and they basically were saying the mindset that these younger guys are saying is that, you know um if you go out, if I spend money on you, then this is what I'm expecting. Okay. If you don't plan on doing that, then don't go out with me. And they're just, I mean, that's just that mindset. So what I'm saying is, if this is what's going on, if this is this new way of thinking, and maybe it's, oh, I don't know, but if this is
That's the
what's
old
being
way
put
of
out,
thinking. They still thinking like that. That's crazy.
well, and well, let's say that it's what's happening is, um guys are saying, you use me for a date, you use me to go out into this city, what's in Capital Grill, you use me for an expensive date. So the thought is, hey, I'm not taking you nowhere until I realize that you really care about me. So what I'm saying is that when we start playing that game, man, it really just start getting uglier and uglier. And I'm gonna tell you why. To me, and y'all can correct me, but when you start when you start putting so much out, saying, hey, this is what I want you to give to me, then it's going to get kind of skewed, because you're not saying, well, hey, this is what I want to give. All you're talking about, this is what I want to receive. And that never really plays out well. That's why we have to be careful in the early days. Now, get me right. There is a point where you're supposed to expect something from your spouse. We need that. Relationships need expectations, but you're not in a relationship when you just meeting somebody going on the first and second date. You got some queued up? Okay, you took it out.
No, mistake.
Okay.
Go, don't pay attention to me. Keep talking, nosy.
Okay. But I mean, listen, guys. For you guys watching this live, let me know. I mean, am I making sense? I really do believe in expectations, so I don't want anyone to get me to misquote me on that.
I misquoted you on that.
Yeah, I expect so to do it on purpose. So I'm talking about other people that everybody else other than so. I don't want y'all to go away thinking that I feel like relationships do not need expectations. I do. What my concern with is simply in the beginning. I believe that if you took the approach that I expect nothing, then anything that's given to you is going to be golden. You know, um, I was watching the video, and they was talking about how the first several days should be very inexpensive anyway. You know, um, and this one guy said, and I've been watching a lot, so I'm not sure. I may be talking about different videos, but he said that if a woman doesn't, if you can't take her to McDonald's or Burger King, he kind of used those. If that's not good enough for her, then that should be your key to realizing that this is not the one for you.
That's a cheap man. Because first of all, I'm 42. Wait, I'm 41. No, I'm 41. I wish you would offer me a Happy Meal. All right. No, I don't even eat McDonald's on my own.
Well,
and if you feel like if I don't take McDonald's from you, then I'm not worth it. No, you're not worth it, because you're trying to buy me a $1.99 burger. Here's the thing. Expectations should be, that's like when you're dating somebody and you're telling them, like, hey, when in the beginning, when you're talking, hey, I got kids. Me and my kids are a package deal. My kids, you coming in, you got to respect them. I go hard for my kids. You setting it up at the door so they can know how to treat you and your kids. You should have some expectations set in the beginning, because there are women out here who allow men to come into their house and mistreat their kids. You know what I'm saying? You expect that. You set those boundaries at the door. You have to have some expectations. Some things need to be set at the door. This is how I want to be treated. This is me. This is what I have, and this is how I want whatever I have to be treated. If you can't treat me like this, then we don't need to be together, because I'm going to wait to be in a committed relationship with you and expect you to expect. So now I'm setting expectations. Once we got serious, we probably won't even make it that far, because I'm going to be complaining all the time, because I know what I want, but you don't know what I want fully. So, but I'm expecting you to know. And now we're arguing because you're not giving me what I expect from you, because I never expressed it in the beginning. So we probably won't even make it to the altar. To even have, for me to even give you my expectations.
That's all. That sounds good, and I see your passion.
That's how you always say that when you want to disagree with me. All
I
right,
know, I
it
know,
is good. It's
I
right.
know.
This is
That's the setup. So let me tell you what I really want to say. Man, I mean, but here's the thing. So this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing you saying. This is day one, and you're telling me that you expect me to be the step dad to your kids. That's what you just told me.
not at all.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
this is
No, I'm
why
just
men.
as a
This is
man, that's what
as
you just told me.
I ain't never told you I want you to be a stepdad to my kid. I probably don't even know if I want
Well,
to date you
when you
tomorrow.
say when you
But
say we're a package, you're telling me on day one that you expect me to be the stepfather to your kids. And I'm telling you, in my mind, I'm saying I just met you.
here's the thing. All right. It
Okay.
ain't gonna be day one we're talking. I'm not gonna date you on day one. All right. We're gonna have conversations and everything before that first date even happened. Right?
Okay.
So within the conversations, maybe a few weeks in conversations, every conversation start off, do you have kids? How many kids do you have? I don't know how long it's been since you've been dating or talking to somebody, but that's how these
Well,
conversations
okay,
happen.
stop right there.
You
Stop
know, we
right
talked
there.
about
Stop right
what?
there. Okay. So you're telling me now this is how this works. Okay. I'm gonna help you out. When you say
Oh, you're gonna help me out.
it,
All right.
I'm gonna help you. I promise you I will. If I looked at your profile and seen that you had kids, I already knew if that was a deal breaker or not. I already knew that.
But they
If by
don't, it don't.
chance,
But what if you got kids? I didn't say
right,
you didn't want to date nobody without with kids.
but those
I ain't
things,
dating you. You don't have kids.
but what I'm saying is, when you tell me that you have children, I already know what do I want to be in a relationship with someone who has kids. Why? Because I know what comes with that. Okay,
Okay,
so
if you saw my profile and you saw that I had kids, why even hit me up if you don't want to date nobody with kids?
that's my point that
Leave
I'm
me
trying to tell
alone.
you. Right.
Don't
And
hit me up.
trust me,
But
there is a lot of guys that are overlooking your status because you have kids. And I'm not talking
but
about
what
you.
if he have
I'm
kids?
huh?
What if he have kids?
But that it's
You gonna
not
overlook a
about
woman because she
him.
got kids? You got kids. It
I'm
is
not
about
saying
him
a
because I
woman
might
that
not want to
has
deal with
kids
your
is a
kids,
bad
your
thing.
badass kids, and your tacky ass baby mama. All right. So
See,
y'all might have
that's
more.
why I didn't
You
want to make this
you might
personal, because I knew you
you
was gonna go there.
you might
I knew you was
you
gonna go
might
there.
have
Man, I'm so sorry,
all the
everybody.
issues. You might have all the issues with your kids and your baby mama, and you get no issues from me and my kids. So you gonna
No.
judge me because I got kids when you got
Can we
all the
take
drama
you out of
behind
this?
your kids.
Can we
All
just
right,
can we make
you
this
can't even
just
control
neutral?
your kids or your kids' mama, but you want to not talk to me because I got kids that's controlled, and
Hey
you ain't even
Tiffany,
never met, probably ain't never gonna meet.
I'm
But
so embarrassed right now. Listen, man. Listen. Listen, guys. I
just
obviously I
saying,
triggered something right
I
now.
no, because it kills me. It kills me. All right. When men who got 5 kids, 3 baby mamas, try to judge a woman who got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then say, "Oh, you got 2 baby daddies. Oh,
Listen.
you got 5 kids, 5 baby mamas. You know, but
Okay.
you still gonna judge me. Me and
Listen.
y'all need to get it straight.
But what
If
about
you got
I'm talking
kids,
about the
don't judge a
guys
woman who got
that just
kids.
not listen, I'm talking about the one that did not even look at your profile. You don't even know about this guy because he
I'm
looked
just
and he
saying he
said,
looked at my profile. Now you're gonna switch it up, just
I'm
like a
saying he
man
looked at your
trying to be
profile
right.
and he passed you on. Now, the one that looked at your profile and they said that, hey, she has kids, he already know if this goes good, then I am going to have to be the father to
No,
her
you
children.
don't. Who thinks like that? My kids have a father.
Well,
Ain't
listen.
nobody trying to date. I'm not dating for a baby daddy. All right.
Okay. Once
My
again,
kids
let's take
grown. First of
you
all,
out of
my
it.
kids. Okay. What
Yeah.
if she have grown kids? What if she have grown
Then if
kids?
she got grown kids, it doesn't matter. Okay, but we're
But
talking
you wouldn't
about
even know that. All you see is she have 3 kids. You don't know how old her kids are. So you're gonna assume that that's an issue.
If you dating in a certain age bracket, then you
No,
probably
it's 50-year-olds with 3-year-olds. So you really don't know. You know what I'm
you're right.
saying?
But I'm just saying overall, you know, that you probably gonna
Whatever,
assume that,
Eric,
you know.
Kirk. No,
Listen, I told you I was
because
gonna help you, and I believe
you
I am.
you're not helping anything. Let me help you real quick. All right.
Help me. I
Let me
need some
help
help.
you,
Okay.
Dr. Phil. Ivana fix his life. Let me
Right.
help you real quick.
Fix me. Fix me.
All right. If you look at my profile and you see I have kids, and the
Okay.
first thing you think is, oh, she gonna eventually want me to be the I want me to be her. I'm gonna eventually have to be the father of her
No,
kids.
no. Let me
That's
rephrase
the
that.
dumbest. You're gonna pass up a wonderful woman because you have that mindset.
No,
Because a
man.
woman
That's not.
ain't dating. A woman ain't dating for looking for a baby daddy. A woman is dating looking for a husband. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So my kids already raised. Even if I have a 5, 7, and 3-year-old, even if they
So,
dating not in their life, I'm not looking for you to help me with my kids. You
so
probably won't
what?
even meet my kids for a while.
What was that
You
package deal comment you made then?
because it's eventually you're gonna meet my kids. All right,
That's my point.
eventually,
Right.
meaning that how you treat me, you're gonna have to treat me. If you love me, you're gonna have to love my kids the same way. Because eventually we're gonna move in together, right?
Right.
And if I have small kids, they're gonna move in the house with us. I'm
Absolutely.
not dating you at the beginning that's not gonna be the very first conversation, but a lot of conversations start off talking about kids nowadays. You know, he talking about
Absolutely.
his kids, I'm talking about my kids. So I shouldn't have to tell you that my kids is a package deal. But some men come in already thinking they're daddy, already been trying to take control over with the kids, and if better sit back and let them.
Right.
You're not gonna mistreat my kids. So basically saying, if you love me, if
Wow.
you want to be with me, you're gonna have to treat my kids exactly like with love. Also, you're not gonna come in disrespecting my kids. My kids is my life. I ain't let nobody disrespect them, or like I don't let them disrespect me. That's what I mean.
Well,
So setting that boundary right there.
just for the
What?
record, as a man,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm speaking out for all the men, I am
Mm-hmm.
officially confused again. Okay, and I say that
How?
with all respect because the standards is like, you know, you you're thinking that you're gonna control how this man enters into this relationship. I get what you're
No.
saying, but what I'm saying is that a man in the beginning, if he's looking at somebody who now in the very beginning, he's thinking, hey, it's a date, whether she got kids or not, really may not even make an
Right.
issue. Okay. Um,
Exactly.
but
But you'd
at
be
some point,
surprised, Eric, how many men bring up children first.
no, I'm because this is what I want to say
They
though.
bring up their children first and talk about their children and how their children. I meet men a lot of men that's single fathers. I done dated
Right.
several single fathers.
And and
You
and I'm
know,
talking about what I want you to see is that there are men that are literally skipping over the profile because you have kids, and that's a good thing because he already know what he want to do. He already know that what he don't want to do, and the whole reason of you putting those things out there is so you can weed through the ones you don't want anybody to inbox you and then y'all have a good time. He's entertaining you. He's being your doggone court jester. And then all of a sudden, after 6 months, and you totally in love with this guy, and he gonna say, "Well, I would go further with you, but you have kids." No, it just don't work that way. I mean, if he got that far, he understood.
honestly, there are some guys who would date you with kids and then will say, I'm gonna go personal. I dated a guy.
Of
All
course, you're
right.
gonna go personal.
I'm gonna because I can only really speak for me.
Okay,
I dated a
that's
guy,
fair.
and my baby girl, who's now she be 16, but she was a baby. She was probably like 2 or whatever.
Okay.
All right, and I was dating this guy. I was dating for a while, and my baby always slept in the bed with me. So when he came over, I put her in her bed, and she spoiled. Never want to lay in her own bed. So, but I put her in her bed because we was in my room. We was watching The Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was
Netflix
crying.
is chilling. Ain't that something?
I love that movie. So I had him watch it because I like having guys watch that movie because guys actually cry off that movie. So
Hmm.
anyway, so she was crying, and so I had, I got out the bed and I went to go tend to her. Then I put her back to sleep. I got back, sat back in the bed watching the movie. She cried again. I went
Okay.
back, laid down with her, fell asleep with her. You know, then when she, I realized, oh shoot, he's, still in the room watching the movie by himself. Let me get up, go in there. So then I sat there, we watched the movie, and so then he ended up leaving. So the next day he calls me. He didn't have any kids.
Okay.
The next day he calls me and he's like, um, I'm not sure if I can do this because like I came over to spend time with you, but you kept going in with your daughter every
Mm.
time she was crying.
Wow.
And so I said, well, I don't think I can do this with you because it should never be a problem. I said, it should be a problem if my daughter was crying and I stayed in the room with you.
Right.
I said, but you see it a problem of me going to tend to my child, but you wanted me to tend to you, a grown man, and
Right.
leave my child crying.
Right.
I said, so yeah, so it's not going to work with us. You knew I
Right.
had a young child. You
Right.
had no kids.
Right.
So for you to look at me as I'm taking attention away from you to give it to my child, then yeah, it's not going to work. So
Right.
there are men who would date a woman with kids but more spoiled than a kid because they want that attention. They really
See,
think that you're going to give them
uh,
the attention
how
away
many
from your
dates was
kid.
that? How many dates y'all been on
No, we were
prior to
like, we
that?
were dating. We were dating like for a while. I know him
Okay.
since elementary. I think we went to elementary school. He was like a couple grades before me or whatever. So I've known him since I was like a teenager or whatever,
Right.
and
But
we started dating as adults.
okay. So, but what I want to know, like from the date, from that conversation you just told, from that
Hmm.
Netflix and chilling situation.
Well, Netflix wasn't out then.
Damn.
It was a DVD.
It was a DVD.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. We didn't. I didn't just aged her, but that's okay. She good. She still look young. you know. So here's the thing. How long did you know him before that night? I mean, not how many
I
times you
took
know.
him,
How
know
many
him.
times y'all dated? How many times y'all like
We
went out
dated
on a date?
several times. We've dated several times. We went out on several dates.
Are we talking about weeks?
Several
We
dates.
talking about months or what?
Months. We were dating for a long time. Like we were like exclusively dating. We wasn't in a full relationship, but we were exclusively dating for each other. We were dating like for a long time.
Okay, and
Like
and
all it was close months.
and you believe that that's why you believe what he told you to be true.
Yes, because that was his first time being to my house. And that was his first time for him to tell, I mean, for you to tell me that
Okay,
my
there we
child was
go.
crying. Yeah. That
So
you
that was
was
the
for you to
first
tell
time.
me
That's what I wanted to get right. I missed that part. That was the first time at his house, at your house. Okay,
that was his first
and
time at
that
my
so
house
he at your house. So now
around
he
my
has
kid.
a reality check. Okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
And so your point is that he knew you had kids and blah blah. So this
Yes.
shouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So what happened with him was that, and once again, I'm pretty sure you're cool with the way it happened because you'd rather happen earlier than later. Am
Mhm.
I correct? Right. So I don't. So everybody's good with that. Everybody, he did what he's supposed to do. He should, he did. That was his first time in that situation. He recognized that it wasn't good, and he let you know the next day or later on that night,
No,
whenever.
F him. It ain't no excuse for him. You should that's you
Come
that
on,
was what
man.
was wrong with that picture was the fact that you saw a good mother. You should see
Oh,
if
I
you
agree.
planned
I
on
would have
having
seen a good
children,
mother.
if you planned on having children, you should want a woman to tend to her child if the child is in need and you're not. Even
Now
if
I'm
you
with
were
you.
in
I'm
need
with
as
you
a
on that.
grown man, you should still want the mother to go tend to the 2-year old and not
Right.
the 20-year old,
So,
however old he was.
right. I mean, listen, but you're talking to a guy that didn't have any kids. Okay.
And he
And
got
he
nieces and nephews. He been around crying babies before.
right. I mean, I listen. All I'm saying is, then he could have done it worse because he could have got y'all could have had years behind your belt of dating, and he could have moved in. Y'all could have moved in together, and still at one point said, "Hey, I can't do this." All I'm saying is, we got to come to the place when we recognize things aren't good, just accept it and take the L and keep moving. I
I
mean,
did
because
accept it. I
right, and you
accepted it. That's
did.
why I ain't back him to say, look, you don't want like I said, I'm a package deal. If you don't want my children, you don't want me. Pretty
Right.
much. If you want me, you got to be able to accept my children. At the point of when we're starting to be together. That's why we talk about children in the beginning. This is why I know I don't want to date no man without children. And that
Mm,
was the one reason why. And the other reason why, because I don't want to have any more children. And the man I'm dating without children might want to have more children. So I
that's
know
real.
if I'm dating and I'm scrolling or whatever, and you don't have no kids, then I don't want to date you.
So you could be missing
I
out
won't
on a
even,
good man
and I'm not missing out on a good man. I'm
just
not,
because
because
he'll have kids.
you don't know, you won't, just like this guy, you didn't understand.
Okay.
You wanted the attention all on you,
Right.
and you didn't want me to give the attention to my child because you were there spending time with me. You felt like because you spending time with me, my time should have been with you and not with my crying child.
Right.
you know. And if I fell asleep with my child, that should still have been okay because I'm comforting my child. You're in her
Absolutely.
space.
Right.
You're in her space. You're invading her space. She sleeps with me, not you.
Right.
So
No,
she's not
I'm
used to
with you.
not sleeping with me. Yeah. So no,
I'm
I don't
with
want to
you.
date nobody who don't have kids, and because I don't want no more, and I need to know how you treat kids. I
Right.
need to know how you feel about kids.
No,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
want.
with you. I'm with you. I promise you. There's no setup on this. I totally agree with what you're saying. I don't think that this right there is the problem. I don't think that there is the problem. Okay. What I think the problem is when you start expecting other people to feel like you feel, you know. And I think that this is why we date. This is why you have the beginning, and it's real simple. So we can go ahead and start, um, fishing out, these
Mm-hmm.
issues. You know what I'm saying? We need to spend time with each other just to find out, what are the things? What are your quirks? What are the things that will trigger you? What are the things that make you happy? What are the things that make you sad? How do you I tell people in my coaching class, I say, you need to spend time with somebody and go through the different seasons, of their life.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like I need to see you with money, I need to see you without money, I need to see you, and I need to see you during a good time, I need to see you when tragedy hit. I need to see these seasons, because if I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you, I want to see as much as possible, because I'm going to be basing my decision off of that, not just because I mean, I can love you, you know what I'm saying, but that doesn't mean that I feel comfortable enough to say, okay, well, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So what you
Right.
have to do is spend that I believe that the divorce rate, we right now, I mean, we are about 52%, nationally, with divorce rate. So let's just say half of the people that get married, half of them divorced.
Mm.
But I believe that number would decrease if we did a better job in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to me, and I know we're about ready to close out, right? Are
Yeah.
we? Okay. So let me just say this. I'll say this is my closing statement, and I appreciate you guys hanging in with us. Make sure. Well, I'm gonna let social do the all the social media tags, but I'm just gonna do a closing. Okay. So here's my thing, man. With this topic, is it wrong for him to plan the second date at his place? Okay, is it wrong? Um, so when we go from there, guys, With me, we're talking about expectation. We're talking about what is it that you want? What is it that I want? I believe that if you watch this video, if you didn't watch the video, go back to the beginning and around the 10-minute mark, and I think we played this video around then. But when you look at a scenario like that, what you're finding is that somewhere the expectations was out of balance. Somewhere someone expected something and the other did not reach up or rise up to that expectation. I believe that expectations is very important, very vital, to relationships. I believe, that expectations are like like the gas that you put in your car. If you do not put gas in your car, no matter how you try to turn the key or push the button for it to start, it's not going to ignite. It's not going to turn over. Well, that means you're not going anywhere. Okay. Well, that's the same thing with expectations in a committed relationship. I need you to expect something from me. I need you to do that. I need you to tell me that, hey, Eric, this is what I expect from you. I being me, somebody who love you, I am going to do whatever I can do to meet your expectation. Why? Because I love you. And that gives me that is what I need in order to fulfill my worth. So that's what I want to give to you. But if I'm trying to get to know you, and guys, I really want you to get this, and I know my co-host is not. Listen, we're not going to be in agreement with this, but it's okay. But um, in the beginning when you're dating, keep it fun. So said, man, I want a fun date, man. The best way to make sure that everybody is having fun is to man, not expect anything and just appreciate everything. Okay. Now listen, we're not talking about don't have standards. I can have every expectation for myself. I'm not going to put my expectation on the person that I'm just now dating, just not getting to know. I can expect to have sex with you on the first date, but I am not going to put that expectation on you because that would be wrong. Okay. I can expect you to pay half of the date, but I'm not going to put that expectation on you. Why? Because it'd be wrong. So I can expect a lot of stuff. Okay. But what you really can do, and you can only control yourself until you come into a committed relationship to where you guys have you did all the talking and out and y'all decided that, hey, we're gonna move forward and we're gonna get into this, to this commitment. Then that's when, okay, well, now that we're committed, now this is what I expect. That's my closing statement.
Mm. Great closing. Wonderful.
Yep,
Excellent.
I know that setup. Go ahead. This is where she's finna just totally debunk everything
I hear what
I
you're
said.
saying. And you may be right, but you're not. All right. So basically, I just want to put this out there. When you're not throwing expectations out on that first date, when you're on the date.
Okay.
You're having conversations before you even get to the first date. So you're getting to know each other already over the phone, getting to know each other, what each other like, what each other don't like, what you expect from a person. So like if I'm on a conversation with somebody and I'm talking to him and I'm like, hey, and we're talking about planning our date, and I'm like, just make sure you open the door for me because I don't open no doors when I'm with a man. So, make sure you open those doors for me. You already know before we even get to that date that I like doors open for me. You see, I'm not just putting that on you as soon as I see you on that date. You know, when we're talking and you're telling me like, well, I like when I'm driving, I like for, my woman to massage my other hand when I'm driving with my left. I like my right hand massage. Or I like holding hands while I'm driving. I like to hold the woman hand when I'm driving or whatever. So now I know, like, when we're in the car, you like your hand rubbed, or you like your hand, you like your hand held. Do I have to do it? I don't have to do it, but do it. I know you expect for me to do it because you told me. If you didn't expect for me to do it, you wouldn't have never mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's the expectation that you have. If I like you in the conversations we're having before that date come, and when the day of the date come, you pick me up and you're driving, I'm going to grab your hand and I'm going to start rubbing your hand because I know that makes you happy. And I know that's what you like. And I like you. And I want you to like me. And if you like me and you want me to like you, I like my doors open. So you're going to come around, you're going to open my door. So you should have conversations with things that you like. And, you don't have to say, well, I expect you to do this. You mention it to them. That is noted. And if they like you and if they care like you enough to want to make you happy, then they're going to do it. They know you expect them to do it because it was mentioned. You didn't ask them, you mentioned it. You hinted it. And if they smart, they will know to do it. So we're not having that conversation or those expectations on the day of the date. Those were already talked about weeks before the day came. So if we talked about this weeks before the day came, you know what I like, you know what makes me happy, I know what you like, I know what makes you happy, and we're talking and we like each other, that first day come, it should just be naturally done. And because I'm not going to wait for you to commit to me to start throwing me your expectations. Well, so I expect you to rub my hand when I'm driving. Well, shit, we've been dating 2 years. I ain't never had to rub your hand before. Now you want me to rub your hands, just like you was planning dates for a whole year, and now you expected her to plan a date. I ain't planned a date in a year. Now all of a sudden we a year in and you want me to plan a date? Like, that's surprising. And then that's when conflict kind of come. You set those expectations in the beginning in conversations. And if he say, oh man, I don't open no doors for no woman. And I'm like, well, that's something that I like, something that I feel like it's a respect thing. Well, I ain't never opened no door for no woman before. I ain't finna start opening no doors for no woman. In that conversation, before you even get to that first date, you already know he's not gonna open my door. He's not somebody I want to date because he's not even considering what I like, what makes me happy. So that first date won't even happen for the expectation to even be met. So yeah, have conversations first. The conversation, I learn people off conversation. And I know if this is a person that I want to continue with. I didn't stop talking to so many people from just phone conversations. We never even made it to the meet, for us to meet up for coffee, yet alone a first date, because I knew in the phone conversation, just like this guy, okay, I met this guy on a dating site and we exchanged numbers. We were talking on the dating site. Everything sounds so good. We exchanged numbers because I got to talk to you for a while before I give you my number. So we exchanged numbers. We talked on the phone, and he was always busy. This is just recently. Mm-hmm. Now you talking about I was busy. He would say he was going to call me or whatever, and then he wouldn't call me, right? So then I would call him, and he like, oh, can I call you right back? He worked, he was working a lot. He got some kind of line or whatever he's doing with clothing or whatever. So I'm like, okay. He never calls me back. So I'm not the one. If you're not calling me, I'm not going to keep calling you. I called you. You said you was going to call me back. You never returned my call. We just started talking over the phone. And so then I get a text from him like, so I see if I don't call you, you don't call me. This is a test that I give women and you failed.
Wow.
I said, well, that's a dumb test, especially if the last thing you said to me was you'll call me back. I don't know who you think I am. Maybe you don't know who I am. But I don't sweat no man, and I'm not gonna keep calling you. You want somebody to jock you? I'm not jocking no man. You tell me you calling me back, I'm gonna wait for that phone call because I'm a woman, and I'm not gonna keep. If a man, I can only take you for your word. So at that moment, that was the last text I sent him, and it was no more text messages after that. I've dodged the bullet. It's like, and then even with another guy, like we planned to meet. we supposed to plan to meet for breakfast. And he like, okay, we're gonna meet for breakfast at this time. So I'm called. I text him because I'm running a little late. Hey, I'm running a little late. No message back. So then, no, he says, who is this? What you mean, who is this? We just talked. I said, what do you mean, who is this? I just talked to you. I deal with a lot of people in a day, so it'd be best for you to tell me who you are. If I wasn't worthy enough for you to save my name in your phone, you don't even need to know who I am.
Right.
So bye. So those conversations, I didn't make it to a first date because it was like, I don't want to even talk to you ever again. So you don't even, have conversations, and you start weeding people out. They either start, if they a liar, if they on BS, if they a stunner, if they true. And if they somebody you want to talk to, then you go on that first date, he already knows you like. I ain't even gotta tell you to open my door. You just gonna walk around and open my door anyway. So have expectations. Expect them to listen to you and want to make you happy. If they don't do it, and talk about it after you talked about it to them weeks before the date, then don't talk to them no more after that first. That first date gonna tell you if he listened to you or not, or during all those phone calls. And that's my closing.
Excellent. Awesome job.
Now,
Awesome job.
thank you.
I have nothing else to say. You said it all.
Good. That's what happens.
You
I
shut
say it
me
all.
down.
I had to.
Yeah. So everybody have expectations. Okay. Go out and expect that man to do all those things you talked about weeks before. Just go ahead and
And when the man expect the woman to as well, expect the woman to as well. It ain't just women expecting men expect
Now-
women too. Now, if I'm on the phone with you and you be like, oh yeah, I'm taking you out on this fancy date, but I hope, what I'm saying, I hope when I take women out, I kind of expect, something from the woman. And then I still go on that date with you. I know what you're expecting from me because you already told me what you was expecting from me. So it's up to me to go on that date with you and still carry on the date, knowing I'm not planning on having sex with you, but I know that's what you're expecting from me, but I'm still going to go on that date. If you don't want to do it, if it's an issue, then don't go on a date. But that's what I expect from you.
Right.
Period.
I'm gonna ask you this, and I know we really end it right now, but this just popped up in my head. If
What?
if a guy flew you to Miami from Chicago, and set you up,
Chicago take over Miami.
Huh?
No, like Chicago take Miami. Go ahead.
Right, to Miami. Okay. But the point, yeah, man, nice hotel, he yacht and everything. Are you expected to have sex?
Am I expected to? Men think they expect me to have sex with them. Yeah, I believe if they took me on a date, I think that, what the heck? I think that they expect a woman. Oh, I flew you out. I'm taking you on this vacation, and so you should have sex with me.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I mean, these are things that are being talked about, and obviously it's becoming an issue because I keep seeing it pop up.
Yeah, I saw that too, and
yeah.
I mean, honestly, if I took a trip with you, if I agreed to the trip, you know what I'm saying, I kind of know, like, if I'm spending a night with you in a hotel room,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, or in an Airbnb.
Right.
I already know basically that is planning to happen because apparently I'm planning for it to happen also. Because I wasn't planning for it to happen, I wouldn't take that trip.
Right.
So a woman not stupid. You're not finna really go on a trip with a man and staying in the same hotel room, same area, unless it's a business trip. Because I did take a trip to Atlanta with my boy and his son, and we all stayed in the hotel room, and I had my bed, he has his bed, and his son slept in bed with him. But it was a whole business trip. We was there one day to do business.
Right.
That's different.
Right.
But if it's we're dating and you fly me out, let's take a vacation, and we on a plane together, and we're going on vacation. We spending time together on vacation, and then nighttime come or daytime come, and I'm expecting to have sex with you because I know I went on that trip You know what I'm
Right.
saying? For I went on that trip because we went on a trip together. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen unless we
Right.
both decide we're going to wait to marriage to have sex
Right.
and we just taking trips. If
Right.
not, then it's going to happen. So a woman, a woman knows like that's what's going to happen. And if you playing dumb, basically saying that I didn't know or whatever, then that's just dumb. That's just dummy on you because she know what's going to happen.
Right. See
Um,
that?
um,
I wanted to leave on a good note, and on at least on a note we can say we both agree on. So right there,
mhm.
yeah, okay, we good with that. We good.
Oh, you
We are
agree with me?
good. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, finally we
Good.
got something to agree with.
We got something to agree with because I don't agree with you saying that. Don't expect nothing from nobody.
Yeah, I am.
Shit.
We'll fix that. We'll fix it. I'll get
Part
you right.
two.
Part 2 coming up. All right,
This
guys.
is a long. This is a long,
I
long,
know.
long
I don't. I
podcast. People
can't
don't went
do
to
it.
sleep.
I can't do any debriefing after this one because I'm way past my comfort zone. Right.
So, and whoever's left here, thank you for staying with us this entire time. I hope you enjoyed the message. Um, please, 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 y'all go on our YouTube page and follow us and like and subscribe and get the notifications on our YouTube page, Live with Eric and Soso. We needed to get them numbers up. All right. So go ahead and you can always watch back all the shows that we haven't watched. You can watch that back. Hey Jaleel, thank you for watching. Watch back the shows that you missed or whatever on our YouTube page. Also like our Facebook page, Live with Eric and Soso. And then also, you can always follow me on Instagram and TikTok _, the real Soso, TheRealSoso _ and on Facebook, Soso Latrice LATRICE.
All
Where
right.
they can find you at, Eric?
Man, you can find me on Facebook and on TikTok with just simply Eric Kirk. That's
I had to
ERIC.
say simply like mine was not simple or
Oh
something.
no, yeah, yours
But go
yours
ahead.
way too much. Now I'm just a real simple guy. You can go on Instagram and find me up under Eric Kirk _ the relationship guy. So I got a little exotic with that. Actually, Tiffany
Oh,
made me
that's
do
not
that. So
simple.
yeah, that's not simple. I'm just an Eric Kirk type guy, but yeah, but I came up in that era, so came up in the Dick and John and Sally and Jane era.
Mary. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so follow us, guys. Get our follow us, see what we got going on our pages. We always got something. Eric, I know you got another podcast that you do on Sundays.
On Sundays at 7 o'clock, it's the Power Podcast. Man, we're still talking about relationships and all that good stuff. And you know what? And I'm put this shout out because I am getting ready to do a men's locker room type situation where I want at least like 5 or 6 guys, man, that's ready to come out and really do some work on the podcast. So if it's you or if you're a lady and you know a guy you know um that has a voice that you believe that needs to be heard, tell them to inbox me and we're gonna put some work in, so we need to
I'm gonna be that one woman to
yeah.
discredit everything that y'all gonna talk about.
What I mean, well, it's actually you. It's you or what you represent is the reason why we need to do this. Okay, so I really want. I know. No matter how hard it seems, I want you to know we're doing it because we love you. Okay, but we're gonna help
Shut
you.
up. Anyway, back to whatever. Your sister book, Vicky. She put the
Yes.
link up in the comments, guys. So what is this book about? I don't know if Vicky is still on or not.
Yeah.
But
This is it's a man. It's an amazing book. It's a book. Well, it's a journal and it's a devotional. And basically what she did was well, the background to this story is this is how this is the formula that she used. I know she mentioned her husband Stan earlier, and it put her into a bad place. And this is the process that she used to empower herself. And what she did, instead of keeping that to herself, she said, "You know what? If this is what helped me, then let me put it into a book, and
Mm.
so other people can be blessed as well." So it's a bundle because you're really gonna need the journal and the and devotional in order for this to work, because they really kind of connected, so. And she got a you go to that bit.ly link, and I promise you will not regret it. Oh yeah, and actually, tomorrow, if you purchase the book by Friday, okay, yeah, by Friday, okay. Now she actually has a class that she does, that you're going to be able to you'll be able to take this class for free, okay, if you order before or by Friday, okay. And it's a class on writing a book, actually how to write a book, or how, so anyway, she'll tell you all that. But it's a very successful class that she's actually going to give to you free. And she's guaranteeing that after you get done with this class, you will have a product to take to market. Isn't that good?
Mm. That's awesome. Can you send her my two chapters so she can finish them for me? Because you might. All right.
Oh
So,
Lord, so you set me up on that.
Hi, Cynthia. You just tuned in. Cynthia, you missed
Hey
a really,
Cynthia.
really great topic. We've been on here for 2 hours doing this topic, Cynthia. You missed it. We are
Red,
closing, Cynthia.
yeah,
But
definitely
we
do the
definitely
replay.
will. Yeah, you had to go through the replay. So
Hey,
yeah,
let's
so
just do
get
it
so
over
you can
for
get.
let's just do it over for her.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
So
welcome to the live with Eric and So. I'm Eric, and
so anyway, Vicky's book, the link to Vicky's book is in the comments. Just scroll up and y'all can see the link and y'all can purchase her book. Also, what else? Oh,
well,
what
wait a
else?
minute. Let me do
What
my
else?
book. Y'all do. Yeah,
Oh,
listen, give her support. But my
give
book,
her support, but wait a minute, my book is out right now.
yeah, and you can go to www dot
So we got a long time ago.
thepowerof2x.com, and you'll see my book, The Power of Two. It's a book about relationships. We got, it's really 8 revelations that I break down. These 8 revelations is, why did oh man, you got it right too. That's right. The Power of Two. Go to that website, and you know what? Check us out. It's a great book. It was released on my birthday, September the 3rd of 2022. I think no,
You don't know
2021.
when your birthday was? You was not born in
I know.
2022.
I know the
No.
my
I know.
birthday was September the 3rd, but the year it was
Ah,
2021 when it was
Virgo.
released. So
Okay.
yeah, that explains it all. The Virgo. And so anyway,
No, I
it'll be
like
a
Virgos
blessing.
actually.
Do you really? See, that's where the
Hmm.
chemistry at right there.
Yeah, I'm really good friends with Virgos.
Oh, that's nice. All right,
Yeah,
so yeah, so that's it, man. You got it in there. I appreciate it, and
anytime.
man,
So you all
what?
can click on that link for Eric's book. Also, get some authors up in her. Um, and what I was gonna say? Oh yeah, so also be looking out. As soon as prayerfully we will be done filming before the end of this month or by the end of this month. Prayerfully,
Awesome.
fingers crossed. We had some issues, and I'm praying like everything goes smoothly. I'm praying that like the issues we don't have to resolve them in a way that I don't want to resolve them.
Hmm.
But right now hopefully everything is going smoothly and we'll be finished filming by the end of this month. And once that filming is over, of course, we're going into production. And when we're in production, I'm actually started writing something already, another script, but it was just for fun because when two of my actors, they thought about this movie. They had a concept for a movie back from 2018, but never really had like a synopsis, a treatment, or a script because they like so help us write this movie. In my brains, they gave me the concept. I came up with the synopsis that night, and then I wrote 2 scenes the next day. So, so I'm like, this is a fun movie. So we might be that movie out before the next, whatever one. But also, what I was gonna say, oh, in the midst of that, I'm trying to start like a talk show or whatever. So, my own talk show. So right now I'm going to do a podcast called On the Couch with So-So, where it's going to be me and, someone sitting on the couch with me, and we're having just conversations about whatever the topic is. And I'm also planning to do Unfiltered Live. So, the Unfiltered was a podcast and now it's a group page. And so I'm actually going to go live in person with Unfiltered. So I'll be on stage, and we have a lot of people that's in a group now. And I whoever's in the Chicago area or whatever want to come out, you can get a ticket, come see, me live and sit on a stage with me, have conversations about,
Nice.
that is a relationship podcast. So it will be Unfiltered Live. And hopefully Eric can fly out here one day and we can have a live with Eric and So-So in person.
Oh, it's a done deal. I'm coming. I'm coming. I already know I'm coming.
So be looking out for that. I'm really excited. It was brought to me by one of my actors, and because he's a part of the group, Lorenzo, and he's like,
yeah,
hey, So-So, you should do a Unfiltered Live and in person. Be on the stage, have people on the stage with you. Man, people will come out. And I'm like, dang, that's a good idea. I saw it on Housewives of Potomac. They did their podcast. It was a mess. So it was kind of weird, but I'm gonna do mine right, different. And so, yeah, so it was it's gonna be some entertainment. It's gonna be, talk, relationship talk, people from the audience. So it's gonna be a whole fun thing, and I'm gonna plan probably this fall, probably for my birthday. My birthday is October 15th. It might be a thing that I do on my birthday, and it's gonna be the Unfiltered Live. So look out for that.
I like it. Man, I'm excited. All right, close us out, man. Close us out so I can get me some.
All right.
Something.
I didn't eat. I ate this morning. I gotta eat something this late.
I know. I hate it.
All right, guys. You gotta eat too.
Nah, I'm gonna do something. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something.
I hope you make her.
Good night, Cynthia. Thank you for joining.
Good night, Cynthia.
We'll be back next week, okay, Cynthia? So check us out.
All right, thank y'all for watching. We appreciate y'all. Sorry you missed us, Cynthia. We was on for like 2.5 hours, Cynthia. I don't know where you was at, but I know you're gonna tune in next week because you're always here. And thank you. We appreciate you for real, for real. But good night, guys. Love y'all. Have a good night.
Say I can't win. Hey. Say I can't win. Say I can't win. I came to win, yeah. Only do it for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I'm on my bankroll, never been. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. Yeah, wins. I'm only in this game for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. We don't take L's, bitch, we taking lessons. I done turn hard work into blessings. I done turn blood money to investments. I done smoke an ounce of rust to keep from stressing. I've been getting money since my adolescence. I love that black nap, but the judge me my weapon. Come from a city where niggas be stepping. Lace up my Nikes, you know that I'm stepping. I ain't just rapping. Take off my hat because I am not captain. She drive the boat and bitch, I am the captain. Go to the boat up and stack off the craps. And the roulette. There's one in the chamber, play Russian roulette. I'm here for the win, double down on my bet. Importer from Cali, I smoke on the best. I'm finding no stylist, I dress to impress. Notorious flowing Tupac.